But here's the thing, you know, I talked with Dr. Carroll a little bit, and one of the things is having other people that you know that have been through the process, and I appreciate Steve taking time. I know there's some other teachers in our building that have expressed interest in helping. But having someone else to work alongside or to ask questions to is really critical. That's kind of why we set this up today, to try to provide some framework for you if it's something that you're interested in pursuing. Also, sometimes it's questionable as to exactly what does that mean, what does it entail. And so we will get into some of that today so that when you leave here, you'll know if it's something that you want to pursue, and it's something that we would definitely encourage you to do. But we appreciate you coming and being here. Dr. Carroll is a professor at Harding University, the assistant dean over the College of Education, and actually I started the program there at Harding, and so she has a lot of knowledge, and I think she's going to be able to provide you with a lot of information that will help you in this quest. So, Dr. Carroll, we appreciate you coming and being with us today.
Well, thank you. Thanks for the invitation. I
Yep.
appreciate it. What an opportunity. This morning I was at Walker Elementary, am I getting that right? And Hellstern Middle School, and I met with the teachers while they were eating lunch. And you know how quick and fast that can be. So I hope that some of them will be. Are any of you here from the two schools? Some of them said they might come. Well, anyway, you know, it's fast and furious. And congratulations to you. When did you achieve?
2006.
Good for you. In what area?
ELA, math, or so, I guess.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Early adolescent.
Early adolescent,
Right.
okay, good for you. So that goes up to 10th grade.
And
So
we
you-
have one other national.
Oh, great. And what is your area?
Math.
Math also? And you achieved when?
2010.
Good for you. Well, congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
That's great. I too am an NBCT. I achieved in 2003. And it's good for 10 years, so this is 2014. I've already renewed. You can start renewing in your 8th year, and that's what I did. Wanted that extra little, cushion there just in case. But I did achieve I achieved the first year in the first try, and then I achieved the renewal the first year also. It is rigorous, and it is time-consuming, but good news. Major revisions just launched this past weekend at the National Conference in D.C. I was there when Ron Thorpe, the CEO and president, launched the revisions. Now, there have been some things on the website. It's coming, revisions are coming, but the big launch, to put it up on the website, all happened this past weekend. And it was a fabulous conference, and I hope someday you can all go to the National Board Conference. It's called Teaching and Learning. That's the name of the conference. And this particular year, Bill Gates, Arne Duncan, Hasse Sahlberg, who was the Arne Duncan of Finland, and many of you probably are very aware of Finland's educational system that is just fantastic. He was there. Actually, I was able to introduce him and have a private conversation with him. Anything I'm telling you is the conference is well worth every penny of your time. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here to tell you about the process. I began working with candidates in 2000. And at that time, and still, Arkansas Department of Education provides support sites. They're free. You can go to them. They're run by NBCTs like your two colleagues here, and I ran one in 2000 also. But what I began to realize was it's a very rigorous process, that a short-term support site is not enough. So I had a long conversation with Michael Rowland, who is the ADE representative and the liaison with National Board for Professional Teaching Standards. Michael's at ADE. And I said, Michael, we need to do more. The support sites that you're offering is great, but we need something much greater, much more longer, continuous. And he agreed, but there's not enough funding for that at ADE. So I went to who was the chair at graduate office then. I'm now the assistant dean and chair of all the graduate programs, so it would have been me then, so I could have easily got it going. But then I had to really work hard because I thought we need something substantial. So that's when I started directing I created and direct our national board program at Harding University. It started in Searcy, then we began to grow. Now we have it at Rogers, Paragould, Memphis, North Little Rock, and actually I'll take it on the road wherever we have at least 8 students, because I believe in this. I believe this makes the difference in your profession and you as a teacher. I've watched teachers go from being great teachers to be even greater. All of you are accomplished teachers or you wouldn't be sitting here. You already recognize that you do some good things with your kids. The teachers that aren't here, either this is not the right time for them or they're not yet at the level you are at. I'm saying that because you already bring to the table a lot of expertise. So all you're having to do now is figure out what are the rules to this game, and that's what I'm going to help you learn. What are the rules? How can I do this? So this current candidate year, the candidates I'm working with this year, and I'm working with 60 plus candidates, they are on the old system. And the old system is 10 parts. That's what you did and the other NBCT. We had 4 portfolio entries and 6 assessments. And that's what the current candidate group has also. But starting this past weekend, any new candidates that began in the 2014-2015 academic year, that all changes. And this PowerPoint is on the National Board website. So you can write this stuff down if it helps you remember it, but you have access to this. You just go to nbpts.org, go to the Candidate Center, revised process, boom, you've got the PowerPoint. So I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. I do have a lot of created presentations, but I think for right now, it's critical that you have what's widely available on the website. So I want to just walk you through some of the slides. We will not do this entire, what did I do? There we go. We will not do this entire process, and this is going to be really interesting because it's a scrolling PowerPoint. Okay, so Ron Thorpe, the CEO and president. Last summer there was a big training for people in board positions, and I'm on the board for Arkansas Teachers for National Board Certification, and that is our professional organization for national board candidates and NBCTs. And we were invited to a training, and Ron Thorpe shared with us at that meeting that his goal when he became president in 2012 was to make the national board process doable. And he wanted to roll it out in a process where you as a professional teacher who also probably has a family, and in many cases you are a single parent. And he very much recognizes the roles that we all are playing in many different ways. So he wanted to roll it out so that it's doable, still rigorous, but at the same time weeds out some of those things that really didn't measure accomplished teaching. So that's the purpose of these revisions. Okay, so let's look at what it is. Okay, right now it costs $2,500. That's a registration fee just to start the process. And then there's a $65 registration fee. But in this rollout, you can see that's changing. It's changing to $1,900. That's $475 per component. There are 4 components. In the past, well, with current candidates and in the past, we've called them portfolio entries and then assessment. Now the entire process is titled 4 components. Component 1 has to do with the assessment piece, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. Component 2 is differentiated instruction. For us, it was entry 1. Component 3 is a videotaped entry, which would have been 2 and 3 for us. And then component 4 is the professionalism piece, similar to entry 4. Each year that you are a candidate and you're in this cycle, you do have to pay the $75 registration fee. But let's talk about the payment part first. Now this is not on the slides because this slide presentation comes from National Board. What I'm about to tell you is ABE information. There is a competitive scholarship that you can apply for. And if you get one of the scholarships, then it will pay the full $1,900 as it did pay for the full $2,500. You do have to have already taught in Arkansas for 3 years, and you do have to commit to stay in Arkansas for 3 years once you achieve. The achievement year, although the scores are promised by December 31st, that counts as a whole year, even though your scores come out mid-year. Did either one of you use the state funding? No, you did? Okay. So you're committed to staying in Arkansas for 3 years, but you've done it. Well, you've done it already, yeah. Now, there are some downside of this money, and you need to know that very clearly. If you never achieve, you have to pay back the full $1,900 to ADE. So in the cycle, and I'll talk about that cycle in a minute because that's changing too, you do literally have to write a check to ADE if you never achieve. You can't do payment plan and you can't do credit card. So you have to have somewhere in the back that $1,900 if indeed you don't achieve. Hopefully it won't happen, but it could. The legislation says that if you don't pay it back, you lose your license. So that's pretty high stakes, yeah. If you receive the funding, voila, it's paid for. You don't have to worry about the $1,900. That's good. About 600 people apply for that every year. I've been an assessor. It's very competitive. There's only funding for 200 people. So we're looking at 1/3 of the people who make application receive funding. So for this lady who's an NBCT to have received that funding, she's in good company then, very much so.